Hello, everyone. This is Joe Bruner with Lucas Liquors, and I got a special guest today. We're going to talk about some rye. We have the co-founder of Sagamore Spirits, Brian Tracey. I'm so excited. We've done a barrel with you guys. Your spirit's incredible. Been drinking it a long time, but now I want to try and get everybody that listens in. How do we get them to understand the difference between ryes and really understand what Sagamore is? So I'm going to turn it to you. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It means a lot to be here and appreciate your support over the years. Rye is a lot like bourbon. Instead of 51% corn in your mash bill, we're 51% rye in our mash bill. And a lot of bourbons have rye. So, Maryland Rye has a great history of distilling for 158 years before Kentucky was a state. Originally, there was two types of American whiskey. There was Pennsylvania Monongahela style, which was 100% rye. And then there was Maryland style rye, which tend to have rye plus some corn and some malt, which made it a little bit sweeter, a little bit more balanced, a little bit fruitier with those classic rye notes.
That is, you want to know what? I get asked that question 1,000 times. I think I'm going to just get a little pocket recorder and you give that answer. That's perfect. So let's talk about your ryes. I want to go through them and I want to taste them and I want to talk about, I even have one of your allocated bottles still. So one of those limited ones, and we'll talk about that one, all right? But let's just start out with the first one. It's a great value. It's incredible value. Let's talk about it. And I know it's a highly rated rye as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. We've gotten some great awards, a 95-point rating. It's won over 50 awards in the San Francisco Spirit Competition, as well as a few other very well-received, accredited award competitions. So this is really kind of our workhorse. This is our number one seller. Like you said, it's a great price point. It stands up great neat on the rocks. It's also a great mixer for cocktails, Manhattans, old fashions, and really what we consider to be the epitome of Maryland style rye, if you will. And this particular rye is proof to 83 proof. It's a blend of two straight ryes, one that's 95% rye, 5% malted barley. And we do another low rye, 52% rye, 44% corn, and the rest malted barley. Every product we have has a blend of those two straight ryes, so you get the spicy complexity, the high, and the sweet, fruity floralness of the low. And then we proof it using the spring water from our farm, Sagamore Farm. So the signature rye here, 83 proof. On the nose, like a little bit of the classic spice and a little bit of sweetness and a little floralness to it.
I noticed too, when I smell it, it's soft.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you stick your head in the rye, you get blown up. Go ahead.
You nailed it. That's exactly what we're looking for. So I'm sorry, I got a little jumpy and excited there because we're really, a lot of people are used to something very angular and sometimes even considered harsh. This is exactly what we want to be known as approachable, sippable, nice whiskey. So
this is fantastic. And if you haven't tried this one, it's in the low $30 range. It's just a great value in the rye world, and it's delicious.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Let's go on to the big guy, the Devil Oak.
Oh, man. Now you're talking my language here, too. This is a really fun, unique one. So, again, it's a blend of two straight ryes. After 5 years, we combine those two straight ryes and put them into another new American oak barrel. This time, we cut grooves down the inside of the staves, increase the amount of contact between the whiskey and the wood by about 23 to 25%. And instead of doing a heavy char and burning off those grooves and waves, we just do a toast. And then we do another 12 to 18 months in this barrel. So we're just over 6 years by the time we're done. Proof it to 96.6. Like the color on this to me always blows me away. Like it's got this unbelievable, just dark, like bronze, copper. I absolutely love it. On the nose, a little bit more baking spice, a little bit of sweetness, almost a little bit of toasted oakiness to it, from that toasted barrel. And then on the mouth feels exceptional. Like lots of viscosity on this one. And yeah, the baking spice is a little toasted coconut, but like this interesting sweet finish to it, like this, I don't want to say creme brulee, but like this like toasted marshmallow. It's really, really fun. This one, you see a lot of double cask with Scotch and bourbon, but you don't see many with rye and then the toasted. So it's really fun. It's very unique. I think it's kind of one of a kind. 96-point rating as well on this. So really a fun whiskey, and I think you got it at a great price as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to focus really on. I'm going to take my speech away because this is so amazing, right? And there's a few products out there like Mizunara Oak, almost that finishes on it. For me, it's very similar. For those of you guys that like that type of oak, this is and again, it's super smooth. And that's the thing that when we're drinking rye, sometimes I don't like rye. You got to make sure we know the difference between Pennsylvania and a Maryland rye, and these are ones you got to try. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff.
Well, thank you. And that's exactly what we look for in our Maryland style ryes is we always call it like the bourbon drinker's rye. People are always pleasantly surprised at the approachability and the drinkability of these ryes. And it catches people off guard. So thank you. That what you're saying hits home. That's exactly what we're striving for.
And that's the thing. So everybody watching this video, remember, when you're a bourbon drinker, you can go over to this type of rye and pour it in a glass and drink it the exact same way. And that's the thing we really want to make sure I get across to everybody. There's distinctive difference in the ryes, and this to me is a drinker. Not to say you can't make a mixed drink, but I'm a drinker. I like to drink my spirits the way they were intended to be drank, in a glass. All right, now let's go. So I absolutely love Highproof because I think it's got all the body in the wheels. Okay, I've always loved that. So let's talk about your cask strength. Okay, this is yours. This is delicious, and this is one of the causes that brought me to buy a barrel of it. Okay, because I mean I love this. But please talk about cask proof and how you determined to do this one.
Yeah, so we determined to do it because of people just like you. So everything about this product is exactly the same as our signature. It's the same age whiskey, same blended, the 2 straight ryes, just, no spring water. And so you tend to be around 113, 112, 114 proof, which we like. We don't necessarily strive. When we come out of the barrel, we're using type of a whiskey. But this one, the black, the peppercorn, the white pepper, the spice that really kind of pops up is really spectacular. And I got to say, Double Golden San Francisco Spirit Competition, people are always pleasantly surprised at how drinkable this is for a high proof whiskey. And like the salivate, the sides of my tongue go, the long finish. And then it's almost like sweet, like dark chocolate finish, which is totally unexpected, right? This is a fabulous one. If you like high proof whiskeys, this is a great bang for the buck.
Again, I mean, I'm sitting here with a big smile. All right, this is like it's almost like medicine. It tastes so good. It'll cure my ills. So I will tell you this for everybody that has similar palate to me, a lot of you guys out there. This is amazing juice. So it's not that, again, I want to keep on transferring. For those of us that don't drink rye, we got to start understanding this is a different type of rye. So when you get to this high proof, it's flipping delicious. It is. This is what caused me to buy a barrel. I opened this bottle up, took it home. I'm just like, how could it? And then I was like, wow. And then I want to find one now. So, this is one of the bottles that transformed it for me to truly understand the difference in ryes. Because a lot of high proof ryes, and I'm not going to mention other ones, you'll have a hard time because they're so bitey.
Yeah.
This is just a nice cocktail.
They're real angular, and that's fine, but that's not Maryland style. And so, we're not trying to rip out the back of your throat. We really want something that just got everything you're looking for with all that flavor, all that complexity, but enjoyable.
Absolutely. So before we go to my barrel, okay, and I say my because I'm proud of it, okay, I want to talk about this one because these are the last few bottles left, and I know you have a new one coming out. I'm not going to tempt everybody, but there's only a few of these bottles left. So, guys, this is the allocated one from Sagamore. and it is, I can't even open it, so I can't taste it anymore. The only one I have is the one at home. Tell us about that one, Brian.
Yeah, and that's my last bottle too, and so I'm not opening it either. So it's spectacular. You know, this was a great project where really, really unique. So we took whiskey that was just about 5 years old, and then we sourced some Calvados barrels from the Calvados region of France. We went ahead, put our whiskey in there for about 12 months, and it picked up all those apple notes you're looking for and so forth, but got a little bit of that French tannin from some of the French barrels and so. So we decided to not release it. We postponed it for almost a year due to quality reasons, and then put it back in freshly dumped rye barrels for another 8 months to really kind of balance it out. And I really applaud the ops team for saying, we don't care about your sales and your marketing. We just want great whiskey. And having discipline to push back. And they did exactly that. It got double gold in San Francisco Spirit Competition just a couple of months ago. It's a beautiful, it really is one of my favorite. It's a beautiful rye whiskey with just this hints of apple, like a baked apple pie with that cinnamon and that like baking spices and that sweetness. And yet that apple, it is spectacular. I should ask you to hold me in one of those bottles because this is all I got. So
now, after you went through that, I'm salivating again. I'm going to jump and get one. You know, it's interesting, and I want everybody to listen to all the awards and go research. We got to start learning who Sagamore is, because I do think you're one of the leaders in the category.
Thank you.
And, you know, when you come into markets, you know, people, I've had that. But if you're going to spend $50, $60, $70, these guys you're an award winner. And I mean that. You make amazing alcohol. And I was super blessed to be able to get a barrel from you guys. And I'll tell you what, I had all these samples in here, and I had to go through the torturous challenge of picking one. And they were all delicious. And so let's go to this one.
Yeah, tell me how you landed on barrel 73. And it's an excellent pick, by the way.
See that guy? Oh, man. So, you know, it's interesting when you taste things side by side. I always taste first by my nose. I want to smell it.
I had to pull it from the lab.
I like it. I wanted first when I had the nose, I just got that softness, a little bit of rye, almost like there's a candy there for me. I can't explain that, but it's just gentle. And I'm always astonished when I'm doing that with a rye that it's not really blowing up in my face. Okay. So I'm like, and I was not going to consider anything unless it was cask. You know, we got to have a lot of proof because that's where the flavors are at. Then when I take my first drink, I don't drink it necessarily. What I do is I'm just doing mouthfeel and viscosity. So I would do that. I keep it around the tip of my tongue, and it's just this, boom, it just sticks on my tongue, this little velvet, and the oils, it's the viscosity, it's just got an incredible mouthfeel. So before I even got the flavor, I already knew I had quality whiskey. It was simple, super simple. That's it, okay? Now, what's the flavor? So I had like 5 barrels to test that had that viscosity and that grip on it. That's what makes me excited being in this business. I love that. Yeah. Now, what did I like about it? So let's go a little deeper. So how I describe a Maryland Rye, a little different. I don't have the knowledge you have, okay? But so I get this spice in front. And I love that spice in front, right? It's gripping me right around here. My mouth is getting a little cottony from it. And it's just giving me that, it's just so beautiful. And then as it goes back, it just, ooh. But it sticks in my mouth right now. So it's not only the flavor, but it's the experience you have from drinking something like this. And I think that's what people miss, where you get a lot of spice on a different rye back in their throat. This is it all up front. I have that beautiful feeling right now. So that spice up front, I'm going to have another sip to get through this, okay?
I'll join you. It is right there in the front.
Yeah, you know what and then there's some little dried fruit, and it's just like it's just pleasant. I mean, it's hard for me to tell you when I drink something that I love, and I do believe this is the best value in my liquor store today. For a cash strength, okay, for under $60, line them up, and I mean everybody line them up, right? For a product that I have 180 some bottles of, you know, I'm blown away by it. And it's a bourbon drinker's rye, and it's a rye drinker's rye. And that's what I want to make sure we get across on this video. You got to learn the difference between a Pennsylvania rye and a Maryland rye, because they're so different. And this one at cask strength, it's just delicious. I might have to refill my glass.
Thank you for letting me partake in this too. Like, I hadn't had Barrel 73, and I do. Like, I know what you're talking about in the nose. I got this like brown sugar, vanilla, and like that candy-ish, and then like this on the palate, the orange peel and the peppery, and just this long lingering, just nice strong rye finish, but pleasant. And you know, Larry Ebersold, the godfather of rye whiskey, who's distilled more rye whiskey than anybody in the world, he says, in his opinion, rye whiskey really hits a sweet spot between 5 and 7. The maturation is very different than bourbon. And so with you, that cask strength 6-year-old rye at that price point, hands down, is the best value out there.
I agree. I look forward to doing another one. I like the tastings. They're so fun. You know what, Brian? I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. You taking time, you know, to talk with my family, which are my customers. I appreciate it. You're part of my family. You know, this is a small business. We're all here. We're all doing this together, and bringing quality with a little bit of love and respect to the market is an amazing thing. I just want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate your time. You have a blessed day, and I know we'll talk soon.
Thank you for the opportunity. Really appreciate it.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.